Hi, Christine. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you, Ariana.
If Wikipedia is right, we actually grew up near each other. If you're from Birmingham, Michigan, I grew up in Southfield, and I went to Michigan too for undergrad.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Random connection.
Yeah.
So, what attracted you to the role of Sheryl to begin with?
So I had worked with the Kings on The Good Fight and The Good Wife, and I just loved them and their writing. And when they offered this to me, there wasn't a lot on the page. And I thought, well, I don't know really what this character is, but I really trusted the Kings that they would do something original and funny and smart and topical and fun. So I signed on because I really did just believe in them.
Yeah. Sheryl is a bit of a wild grandma. Do you think you guys have anything in common, or how are you guys different?
The thing we have in common is our feminism and our impatience with misogyny. What Sheryl is, how Sheryl differs is that she wants power in order to gain revenge. She wants power over men. Like it's still part of the hierarchy of the patriarchy. To me, gaining power is about redefining power, which is about lifting others up and defining it in a real feminist way. But she's on a mission to not be marginalized anymore, and whatever it takes, she's going to seek revenge on those men that have hurt her, that are continuing to hurt her, that are threatening to take her family away from her. She's done with all that. So I think it's scary what she's up to, but I think it's her only way. It's a survival thing for her.
Yeah, I kind of view that it's also has rubbed off on her granddaughters as well. I don't think they're as aggressive with it, but like they're not pushovers at all. Like in the
That
first episode of season 3, like, okay, we know that this is a catfish. We're just going to mess with him. Like they are very self-sufficient and kind of aware of how the world works.
I agree, and I think that has to do partly with Cheryl's influence, their grandmother's influence. And I also think Kristen has gained some power and some self-sufficiency because of her grandma. I mean, her mom. Yeah.
Yes. And how is it like to work with the young actresses who play your granddaughters?
They're incredible. I don't know how they learned how to improvise like this, but they're so comfortable in their skin. They're so comfortable in front of the camera. And there'll be some lines written that each of them have to say in the scene, but they know how to riff and they just go. And they're all so unique and wonderful. I really just treasure all of them.
That's awesome. So, how would you say your character has evolved from season 1 and now we're in season 3?
Okay, so she was a sort of rock and roll grandma, and her past was a lot of rock and roll bands. She was a groupie. This is some of the backstory that the Kings and I have come up with. She was held back and down in that position. I mean, you can't think of maybe more misogynistic world than the rock and roll world back in the 60s and 70s, probably. So she was that groupie, and I think she suffered some abuse from men, and I think that she is done with it. And I think she was attracted to Leland. She fell in love with him, and then when he rejected her in that horrible way, that was it. It was like something snapped in her, and she is going to bring him down. I think the Kings may prove me wrong, but I think she is on a path to power, to seek revenge and to gain empowerment for herself and for her family.
For sure. And in season 3, we see Sheryl have a new career in doom scrolling and crypto. Have you ever accidentally fell into kind of a doom scrolling that like everything is just getting worse and worse and you're becoming more paranoid?
I do not doom scroll, but I'm active on Twitter, and sometimes even Twitter just feels like the world just is just so depressing. I have to take a break. No, I am all about, I'm anti disinformation. I am anti doom scrolling. I'm anti all that. Sheryl is finding she just wants to rise in her company, and she's going to be great at whatever she does. I don't think she would want her granddaughters to be doom scrolling. I think that she would like encourage them to play some like fun video game instead, or just, you know, go to TikTok and make some fun dance videos or something. But I think that it is her job, and she can compartmentalize pretty easily. She's able to put that aside and, well, that's my work, but this is my life.
Yes, for sure. So the show deals a lot with otherworldly things, angels, demons, things of that nature. Has working on the show made you consider that these things could actually exist? Have you kind of questioned your beliefs in any sense?
No, it's actually reaffirmed my beliefs, which is that I don't believe in any of that. I think it's all hogwash. I think there's no such thing as the devil. I'm an atheist. I don't believe that there's supernatural. I believe that there's definitely explanations for evil, and it's called psychoses and called mental illness. And, you know, people who have been abused will abuse often. If you look at people's backgrounds, you look at Ted Bundy, you look at the, you know, the backgrounds of some of these horrific serial killers, and they have suffered, you know, some kind of horrible abuse. So I think it is, I don't believe in evil in that sort of religious sense.
For sure.
However, I think this is what I love about the show is that it doesn't really come, I mean, I guess it leans towards the psychological explanations more to these phenomenons, but it skirts that thin line, I think, sometimes, that some things are not explainable. I've seen things, I don't believe in ghosts, but I've seen a couple of things that I can't explain. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but for me, it is mostly psychologically based. And the one time that I thought I saw ghosts, I was pretty stoned.
Okay. So how is it like working on the show and having to interact with demons and see the person? Andrea had told me earlier that one person plays all the demons. How is it like to interact with this person in all of this scary hair and makeup?
Well, it's wonderful because, you know, I don't have to use my imagination. I'm just dealing with actually what I see, what the character sees. And that's just such a gift. The actor who plays him is phenomenal, and he has to deal with, you know, he has to get like air conditioning pumped, cool air pumped in to the costume because it's so hot, and it's hard for him to eat or drink. I mean, he's just amazing. But the only time I've dealt with it is season 3. And I think you saw the episode where my boss is, I see my boss for how he really is.
Yes.
Again, I don't think that he's a monster. I think that Sheryl, this is from Sheryl's point of view. She sees into people's souls now. She's got this gift. At first, she thinks she's having a psychotic break, but I think after Leland reassures her that she's developed this extra sense of sight and is able to see people's true selves.
For sure. And hope to see from your character as the show is go on, other than kind of the revenge on Leland and redefining power? What do you hope for Sheryl?
Well, I hope that she gains enough power and revenge that she's satisfied and then doesn't feel she has to live in that dark place, and that she is able to you know, use her power in a more positive way, like helping other people and lifting other women up. That's my hope for her. I don't know if she's going to keep spiraling down into darkness, or if there's a redemptive that she finds redemption down the line. I hope so.
For sure. And do you think your character is ever going to get along with Kristen's rock climbing husband?
Not unless there's some real that he goes through some real big changes, and not going to spoil anything, but things are going to happen. Things are going to change with him.
How ominous. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it, and best of luck with this season and future projects.
Thank you. It was really a pleasure to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.